Been together for 5 years. That's that same tat. Yeah, my boy in that bitch putting her to work. Ain't no way.
Y'all, it's one thing when people speculate about your relationship, but when the whispers start turning into receipts, and they all point to the same thing, that's when it gets ugly. Right now, fans are convinced that Travis Hunter and his wife, Leanna, are hiding a dead bedroom situation, and that it might be the real reason cheating rumors have been flying. This isn't coming out of thin air either. From pregnancy speculation to wedding clips that scream no chemistry, to her own past words about him not being her type, the internet is stacking these moments like a case file. Now people think her pulling away at the reception was basically her saying, without saying, that he just can't cut it in the bedroom. And the wild part? The deeper you dig, the more it all starts to line up. The wedding reception was the moment that really set everything off. Everyone was clapping, cameras were on them, and Travis leaned in to kiss his new wife, but she turned her head. Quick, subtle, but not so subtle that people didn't notice, that small moment blew up online. Some fans said maybe she just didn't want to mess up her lipstick. Others were sure it was a silent rejection, the kind you don't see when there's real chemistry. And with all the other rumors already going around, people didn't think it was just a random thing. They saw it as a sign. If you haven't seen the clip yet, here's the exact moment everyone's been talking about. Music. This is where the speculation started getting more personal. Comments began rolling in like, she refused to kiss him but still accepted the ring. Others said, this love looks more like a business deal, and the dude she's really with is probably in attendance. The more people replayed it, the more they tied it to every other awkward moment between them. Because let's be real, you don't pull away from your husband at the wedding reception if you're dying to be close to him. At least that's how fans see it. For some, this wasn't just about the kiss. It was about what that kiss, or lack of one, might be saying about everything else. So, right after the kiss dodge moment started making the rounds, another wave of drama hit, the pregnancy rumors. People swore up and down that Leanna looked pregnant in certain photos from around the wedding. TikTok started doing side-by-sides, circling her stomach, slowing down clips. You know how the internet gets when they think they've spotted something. And if you think I'm exaggerating, just look at this. Fans were literally slowing down the wedding footage like it was a movie trailer, convinced a pregnancy announcement was coming. Now here's the thing, Travis and Leanna both came out and shut that down. They called it baseless and said people were just reaching, and maybe they were. But for some fans, the denial didn't clear anything up.
I was supposed to be back in a month. She stayed with me for 3 months. I had 3 surgeries. Each month I had a surgery. And then I had a bone infection, so I got a PICC line in my arm, which y'all don't know about. That junk is about this long.
Like, he never tried to be like, oh, just because I drink, you can't drink, or you can't hang out with your friends.
Fans clipped it, remixed it, and threw it back into the mix with captions like, this made her look even worse, and this girl is a terrible liar, and Travis is a major simp. Some even said it wasn't just about looks, that maybe she wasn't into his whole energy at all. Because here's the logic people are running with. If there was never that instant physical pull, maybe the spark never fully lit. And if the spark never lit, that could explain why she sometimes looks distant in public, why certain moments feel more like PR than passion, and why the bedroom rumors just won't die. It didn't help that right when this clip started blowing up again, another old video resurfaced, the same one that originally sparked the cheating speculation. This time, it was footage of Leanna at a party, dancing very close with another man. And to be clear, this wasn't some post-wedding scandal. The footage is old, but the timing of its reappearance made it feel brand new. And in case you missed it, here's the clip everyone's been talking about, music. In the video, she's smiling, leaning in, clearly comfortable. And on TikTok, that was all people needed to label it evidence. Comments ranged from, ain't nothing worse than finding out the woman you love is a 304. So sad, man. To, he needs to run. Holy shit. Now, do we know if anything actually happened? No, but the optics hit differently, especially when the current narrative says she's emotionally and physically checked out of her marriage. Here's where things start to make even more sense for people watching from the outside. Travis is a total homebody. He's about football, training, and chilling at home. Leanna, not so much. She's social, she loves going out, and she enjoys the nightlife. She's even admitted it herself. talking about times when Travis would just wait for her in the car while she was out.
I didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type. So then I left him.
I wasn't her type.
I left him in my DMs for like 2 months, and then finally I answered him. But I didn't want to like be nothing. I just wanted to.
Now that's not a crime. Plenty of couples are just different like that. But when one person lives a quiet, routine life and the other is out making moves, going to events, and mingling with different crowds, people notice. Fans started saying this is why she's often seen without him. It's not always because something's wrong. It's just that they don't move in the same circles. And yes, I'm talking about the Heisman ceremony. This was the moment a lot of people point to as the start of all the cold wife talk. Travis was up there, getting his big moment. Everyone around him was on their feet, clapping. And Leanna? She stayed sitting. Coach Prime literally had to nudge her to stand up. It only lasted a second, but when that clip hit the internet, it spread like wildfire. And just watch this for yourself. This tiny moment is what kicked off the entire cold wife narrative. People instantly jumped to conclusions. Some said she looked bored. Others claimed she was trying not to take attention away from Travis. Either way, the image stuck. From that day on, every time she appeared in public with him, people watched her body language like a hawk. The wild part? If you actually watch the full video, she does clap and cheer, but no one cared about that. The internet had already frozen that one frame in time, and it became the proof people needed to say she wasn't into him. And once that label got attached to her, it didn't matter what she did. People were ready to see the worst, which is exactly why. When Travis stepped in to defend her, it became its own story. He said she cried herself to sleep after all the hate, and that it hurt him just as much to watch her go through it. He made it clear he didn't think she was being disrespectful at the ceremony. She was just caught in a moment that looked bad out of context.
The thing that ever stood out to me about Travis was that he never tried to change me at all. So like I said, I met him in college. He was in high school, and I obviously I was in the middle of outgrowing partying, but I still partied a lot. And I don't know if y'all know this, but he doesn't drink at all.
You could tell he was frustrated, because no matter how much he tried to explain it, the internet just wouldn't let go. Some people respected him for standing up for his wife, but others twisted his words into new theories. Comments like, why is he defending her so hard if there's nothing to hide? Or he's just trying to cover up a bigger problem, started flooding the timeline. It became one of those situations where speaking up didn't actually help. The trolls doubled down, and even people who had never paid attention to them before started digging through old clips just to see what the fuss was about. After weeks of being at the center of every TikTok theory and every sports blog headline, Travis and Leanna just disappeared. Both of their accounts went dark, and Travis barely showed up anywhere online. Then, he finally went on record explaining why he's no longer active on social media. And if you've been following the rumors, that statement only made people talk even more.
W girlfriend. She made sure I was able to use her car. You know, she let me come over when I wanted to get away from my family. You know, stay the night with her. You know, she had her own money. She bought me all the food that I wanted. You know, she always been, she learned how to cook for me. She didn't even know how to cook before then. Y'all see I get to play every night, right? I get to play every night. For the real supporters that been here, y'all see me get to play every night.
Now the official story was that the hate had gone too far and they just wanted peace. But some fans think their word going around is that Leanna allegedly vented to one of her girlfriends about Travis not being able to keep up in the bedroom. And that little detail somehow started making its way through comment sections. And honestly, if that's true, you can't really blame him for wanting to disappear. No man wants strangers, or worse, teammates, reading those kinds of comments under his posts, especially when the whole internet is already on high alert for anything that might confirm their theories. But once they ghosted, it had the opposite effect of what they probably wanted. Instead of dying down, the speculation went into overdrive. People took the silence as proof that something was really wrong. Suddenly, every old clip, every awkward glance, every tiny rumor started to feel like part of one big story. By this point, the drama wasn't just about awkward moments or gossip. It started hitting Travis where it really hurts, his bank account. Word online is that when he and Leanna tied the knot, they didn't bother signing a prenup. And here's the thing, as y'all probably know from my previous videos, they got married in Tennessee. And Tennessee's alimony laws? Kind of tricky if I'm being honest. Depending on how long you're married and the circumstances, you can end up paying a lot if things don't work out. So let's stack this up for a second. Fans are already speculating that Leanna's interest in him faded. There's talk about her being close with another guy, possibly even a Jaguars player. And now, if they ever split, she could walk away with a chunk of his rookie earnings. That's not just losing your wife, that's losing your wife and your wallet. And to be real, people online have been calling him the biggest loser in this situation, because whether the cheating rumors are true or not, he's still stuck in the middle of a PR mess, a marriage people think is falling apart, and a financial setup that's basically a ticking time bomb. But the part fans can't shake? A lot of them believe all of this started in one place, behind closed doors. Because if the bedroom was the first thing to go, maybe everything else we've seen was just the fallout. And what comes next could blow this story wide open.